time. It took me a long time to kind of figure out my footing, figure out what my niche is. What do I bring? You know, there's 400,000 coaches in this business. I'm hopefully going to help you try to figure out what it is that you bring to the table that's something different than everybody else. And so don't let the excuse of like the market is so saturated, because, you know, there's new coaches who start every single day and their business just booms. And like Heather and I started at the same time, but we're at completely different places in our business, and that's okay. You need to have a good why in this business. It just can't be, oh, it's fun and I want to help people. Because let me tell you, there are some rough days if you haven't had them yet. If you're a newer coach, they're coming. And you just need to have something that still pushes you forward. So I was a school teacher. And once I switched from regular elementary age to special ed, I kind of got locked into like a self-contained classroom. And so I was with like your severe and profound kids. And then I still had like big brother, government saying they still need to do this, they still need to do that. And it really burnt me out. And I'm like, have you ever spent time with these kids? So I really lost that drive and that passion that I used to have for teaching, which is what I wanted to do since I was in second grade. And so I went through this lull for a long time where I didn't work for a year. And so that, was not a great year for me. And then coaching kind of came into my life, and I was bouncing around from different centers, still working with special needs, but I wasn't happy anymore. And coaching was the only thing that reignited this drive that I've always had. I've always had this I've always been like, was really the thing that I felt connected to something. I had been asked by my coach Shannon for like 8 months straight to be a coach. So you do what a coach does anyway. You're just not getting paid for it. You can help more people, and I was like, no, I was really hesitant. But I really was just following her, and I'm like, man, she's meeting all these awesome people. She seems to be happy, and I was really unhappy. So I kind of took that leap. But it has been a slower struggle for me. And so I just had to really stop. I had to put the blinders on. So I know we encourage you to follow top coaches and to follow coaches. And I did that for a while. But then the comparison trap really comes into play. And it was like, seeing these people rank advance and these people rank advance, or, they're opening next business centers and next business centers. And they're like talking about, the income that they're making. And I wasn't making those, and I wasn't hitting those rank advancements. And I couldn't get my team to grow, or I couldn't find people that fit me. And so I just stopped following coaches, like all top coaches. I stopped following everybody's like pages, and I just had to put the blinders on. And I actually learned that from some coach. And so I'll check in at times, like, okay, what are people doing? What are people doing? And then I check out. And then I just need to do me. And so I feel like my business did start growing when I focused on just being me and not trying to fit into some other mold. And so you don't need to be super ripped. You don't need to look like a bombshell coach and be super, gorgeous or whatever to be successful in this business. And so you put those blinders on and you just focus on the basics and you just stay true to who you are, then things will start to really grow organically. So hopefully we can go over some of that. One big thing I talked about is social media is really where we build our business. And, some coaches, they want to be everywhere. And I follow a lot of top social media gurus that are like outside of Beachbody. I'm going to talk about them. And honestly, do not need to be everywhere. I really feel, and especially as a brand new coach, come in and master one. So if one is Facebook, I really think you should master Facebook, master it, and then move on to something else. So for me, it was Facebook, and then I moved on to Instagram. I am on Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. So I have it set up so that whatever goes to Instagram goes to Twitter, because I never really know how to work Twitter. I don't like the layout of Twitter. Twitter does not do anything for my business. I just get a couple new followers here and there, and we just connect over our fitness videos, and I'm fine with that. So for me, my main focus and my time that I'm spending online is on Facebook and on Instagram and a little bit of YouTube. So I do use YouTube a little bit. But other than that, you don't need to be on every single social media market. And I think that's the other problem, is you stretch yourself so thin and you never get good at one. So you never feel like you're building your brand and you're building your business and you're building your following, because you're all over the place and you're trying to be everywhere and do everything. And I'm also going to talk about how what you do on one social media platform is not necessarily what you should be doing on another social media platform. So anyway, let's consistency. Okay, so I'm going to talk also about consistency. So the top social media gurus saying this is where you need to put some time in. Just build it. Be very consistent. So every single day I decided I'm going to film me doing part of my workouts. And I was going to put that on Instagram, and I was going to put that on Facebook. And then I was going to keep my Facebook like page separate from everything that I'm posting on my personal Facebook page. So again, when you have your personal Facebook page, it's allowed more freedom to share things that are maybe not just what you're offering, right? So we can share those funny videos from time to time. We can share some funny memes from time to time. You got to get away with that. You can share a lot more of your family, so especially those with your kids. You can get away with that on your personal Facebook page. On your business page, you do want it to stay very consistent to what your brand is. I'll still post some funny things because it adds actually new followers to my page if I share it on my like page, but it's usually something to do with fitness. Like it's usually like a funny fitness flop video or a funny fitness meme or something just to get people laugh or whatever, and I'll get more likes and comments that way. And so it's helping, but it's still kind of staying consistent to what my brand is on my like page. And the number one thing that I think I made as a new coach is you come in and you've started with Beachbody and you started with these programs and you're like, oh my God, these are the best things ever. Shanti's amazing. And we think that everything Beachbody is like gold, but majority of the outside, they haven't drank the Kool-Aid. They haven't bought into Beachbody. And so when you are posting, if it's like everything is Beachbody, which I made that mistake, everything is Beachbody, it becomes white noise and it does become annoying. So people will block you, they will unfollow you, they will unfriend you, they will hide you from the newsfeed because what you're posting isn't relevant to them. So as a new coach, when you first come in, now I posted about fitness and workouts, so that wasn't abnormal for them to see. The abnormal part was that it was like stock photo Beachbody crap all over the place. When you are first starting out and you're a newer coach and you never posted about fitness, I still think you should share your journey. You should share that you're working out every single day. But every post that you're making should not just be fitness. If your original friend or following didn't follow you because of fitness. So if you never talked about health and nutrition and fitness before, and then that's all you're posting about, you're alienating so many of the people that originally connected to you on something. So if you follow my personal Facebook page, I connect with so many people with my obsession of coffee every single day. And a lot of those people do not connect with me about nutrition, but they connect with me like, oh, this chick likes coffee. I can like those pictures. I can like those videos. I can comment with those things, whereas they will never comment on any of my fitness stuff. So I don't want to alienate the people that I'm connecting with on something outside of fitness. But on my Facebook page, on my like page, I'll only sometimes talk about coffee, but I keep it very, very consistent to fitness and nutrition. I'll add in coaching, but I keep that very, very consistent. And it's just like your magazine is what your brand is online. It's like a magazine into what you have to offer. So you have to keep that in mind when you are posting. So don't just post random things. Is there a flow to it? Does everything, look the same? Is it about when people go to your pages, they should know what they're expecting, right? So I had started with Facebook and Instagram, and I'm going to show you afterwards some of the big flops that I made on Instagram. Eventually I went back probably and deleted some of my original stuff, but I just started. And I started, and it took a while to build a following. I probably built my following a little bit quicker on Instagram because people are more likely to follow on Instagram than they are on Facebook. But you definitely want to stick with what is your brand? What are you offering? All right, so you just need to start. So if you're only on Facebook, I want you to decide, maybe I'm going to give Instagram a chance, maybe I'm going to give Twitter a chance, and just start. If you're on Facebook and you haven't started a like page, go ahead and start one. Even if you slowly build it and you have no followers, you want to add content to it before you are adding friends to come and like your page. They want to be able to go through your page and be like, there's stuff there. If you only add 2 posts and then you're inviting half of your Facebook friends to go like your like page, there's nothing there for them to get value from. There's nothing there for them to connect with. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, what is this, right? So build it up first. Slowly you'll get some organic followers, and then you can go back in and invite some of your current Facebook friends to connect with you over on your like page. Then you want to be very, very consistent when you're posting. So if, my following knows that I'm going to post every morning, and there have been times where either I was sick or Fridays I let myself sleep in, and so sometimes my video doesn't come until like 10 a.m. when it's normally there at 7:30. And I've had people DM me on Instagram or message me on Facebook like, I woke up waiting for your video today. Where is it? Are you okay? That's how you build your following, is when they know what to expect every single day at that time or around the same time. So being consistent, not only with when you're posting, but what you're posting. And then I say post 2 to 3 times a day. I probably post maybe 2-3 times a day on my like page. I probably post a little bit more on my personal page. And on Instagram, sometimes it's once a day, sometimes it's twice a day, once in a while it's 3 times a day, but mostly it's probably twice a day on Instagram. Because again, it's a magazine. It's a certain look on Instagram. So everything that I'm posting to my personal page, like if I'm watching something on Netflix, I can post that on my personal page, but I wouldn't post that on my like page, because that's not having anything to do with what I offer on my like page. And I wouldn't post it to my Instagram, because again, has nothing to do with what people expect to find from me on Instagram. So you can get away with it on Snapchat. You can get away with it on your personal page. You could probably get away with it on Twitter. But, again, you have a certain thing, what is your brand? What are people coming to you for? And so that's what you should be posting. Now, those of you who are like moms or stay-at-home moms, if that's also part of your brand, then yes, you're going to be weaving in some of your family into, or your kids, or how you're staying active with your kids, or how you're getting them to eat healthy, even on your business pages. But again, it's probably not going to be like a million photos uploaded, every 3 minutes of your kids, where you might do that more on your personal page. Because the people who are following your like page probably don't want to see a million photos of your kids, whereas if friends on your personal page, half of them are your family, they probably want to see your kids. So just remember that it is a brand or a glimpse into your business. Who are your brand? Beachbody is not your brand. You need to decide what is the vibe that you want to attract. So what are the type of people that you want to connect with on your different social media platforms? So for me, I don't have kids. I'm not married yet. It's coming. So for me, I'm super into fitness. Like that was for me. That's never been a struggle for me. A lot of coaches, fitness isn't their thing. Lindsay Matway was a top coach, and she'll tell you that she does not always like to work out. In fact, she doesn't love working out. It's something she just knows she needs to do. But she connects with people on faith, on family, on fashion and beauty, and then last on fitness. So that's how she connects with her following. And so a lot of the people that she brings in are not necessarily top fitness, rock stars of the world, because that's not who she is. I'm all about fitness. I could do fitness 24 hours a day. So I do like on Instagram, I connect with a ton of very top fitness people who are never going to do anything with my business, but I do like building that relationship with them, because, they're adding likes and comments, and I'm just making, networking with people. So you do need to decide what's the kind of vibe that you do want to attract. Now, some of my team, they weren't into fitness, and now they're slowly starting to like it. They start off as like a regular customer, and then they're like, okay, I want to help pay this forward, and I like being a part of a group. I want to join your team, and then they can kind of come over. But just keep in mind what kind of vibe you want, and create what kind of image you want to have. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit more into the whole Instagram thing. So you want to think of social media as your magazine. And it's a view into your life, your business, the opportunity that you have. What are your interests? What are you going to be inspiring people through? Like I said, each social media is a little bit different. What I post on Instagram, any video, like workout video that I post there, I will also post on my Facebook like page. Certain selfies I will post on Instagram, and I will post on my like page. I will post some other kinds of selfies on my like page that I might not put on Instagram because it doesn't fit my overall brand. And then again, my personal Facebook page, I can add other things that are outside of what people expect to find in Instagram and on my Facebook like page. So I know that might be a little confusing for newer coaches, but again, this is like a magazine. If you open up Shape Magazine, if you open up a Pottery Barn, you wouldn't expect to see like hot pink and black, designs in a Pottery Barn magazine. Everything is kind of neutral. That's the flow of a Pottery Barn or a Crate and Barrel. You're going to see different things in there than you would, some other magazine. If you open up O Magazine, it's probably going to be a certain flow of the same type of thing. So if you go on Instagram, I follow a lot of things way outside of Beachbody, but I mean, you could follow like makeup, makeup products and things, and you look at their pages, a lot of them use like a pretty white background in all of their photos. It's just very clean. It's very crisp. There's a certain flow. People use a special filter that they use on every single one of their posts, so everything looks the same, whether it's matted, whether it's got like a shade over it or whatever. But it's a certain flow that you're getting. It's a vibe that you're getting when you go to their social media page. And so use that to inspire you, and it's never too late to start over. So I'm going to show you guys what I started probably several months ago on my Instagram, but it just adds a nicer flow than just uploading workout videos and selfies on my thing. So again, remember, what is your brand, and what is the vibe that you're trying to give off? Is it visually appealing? Okay, so here are the mistakes that I made. I tried to go back. It took me a while. I had to go back. I've been on Instagram way too long to find some old posts from Instagram. So here, I went running. So I ran 8.5 miles. I added my Facebook. I had an old Facebook like page. I changed the name on it. I added a quote here. I added run here. I saw a deer here. And then I added my after run breakfast and a picture of me. This is so busy. You have to remember, people are looking at this 99% of the time on their phones, so it's a much smaller screen. And like, where do I want them? You have to think, where do you want the person's eye to go? Where is it going? There's like so much happening right here. I have like several different fonts going on. I have several different colors, and I have way too many pictures. This is so busy. And I see this with a lot of coaches. I don't know why we feel we need to jam pack like a million things into one photo. Even if I had like 2 photos here, it would have been fine. It's so busy. People are like, what? And again, it's very salesy to have, personally from what I've learned on social media and from my own viewpoint, I'm a coach. I love Beachbody, and I get annoyed and want to like scroll past when I see coaches posting things that's a stock photo of Beachbody. Like, I'm annoyed by it, and I drank the Kool-Aid and believe in it, right? So imagine people who haven't drank the Kool-Aid, they don't really understand Beachbody, and you're throwing up posts. They look great. I mean, Autumn Calabrese looks great, but to a lot of moms who are trying to lose weight, the picture of Autumn does not look very appealing to them because they're like, dude, I'm never going to look like her, So throwing up stock photos of Beachbody programs is not going to help you. Like, the second one, you need to be careful on your Beachbody hashtags. Use them sparingly. Who is searching Shakeology? Coaches are searching the hashtag Shakeology, and Beachbody corporate when they come in like your pages, which is always nice when Carl Deichler, he follows me, when he likes something, or one of the other super trainers likes one of my posts because I use the hashtag of their program. That's nice, but that's not helping my business at all. So do you want to only attract Beachbody coaches, or are you trying to attract other people? Other people are not searching the hashtag Shakeology. They might be searching the hashtag protein, shake, nutrition, get fit, lose weight, whatever. So be very careful of how often or how many hashtags you're using for Beachbody programs and products. Get creative on your hashtags. So don't just do workout. Don't just do fitness. Don't just do exercise. Stay-at-home mom is great. Mom of 2, mom of 5, teacher, doctor, lawyer, nurse, taxi driver, whatever you are, coffee lover. But first coffee. If you're a runner, running. If you have a favorite certain store or TV show that you watch, throw that in there. Make sure your first 10 hashtags go with what your actual post is, because it'll look really weird if you're putting like Grey's Anatomy and you just posted a workout photo. So you want to play around with that, but definitely get creative in your hashtags. search on Instagram for hashtags. The other mistake is hashtags do you nothing really on your Facebook page. I use them once in a blue moon, but they really don't do you anything on your Facebook page. So you really need to unhook your Instagram account from your Facebook. Your organic reach on Facebook will be so much larger if you physically upload it to Facebook. So even though I upload my workout video on Instagram, I then go log into Facebook and upload it to my Facebook like page organically. Facebook will show it to more people in Facebook than they're going to if you have everything that you post on Instagram automatically show up on your Facebook. And like I already said, everything that you post on Instagram should be a little bit different probably than what you're posting on your Facebook account. So you really think you're saving yourself time by hitting that button to share directly to other platforms. You're really actually hurting yourself in terms of organic reach. So each social media platform wants you to do other things organically. I do, since I don't really use Twitter, but I want to seem like I'm active on Twitter, I do have what I post to Instagram go to Twitter. But other than that, I upload to directly to Facebook, or I upload directly to YouTube, etc. Okay. Again, focus on one image. Make sure there's not a ton of text on there. Make sure it's a legible text. Don't make it too small. Don't make it like wonky. Choose one color font. Focus on the audience that you're trying to attract. If you're trying to attract other busy moms, that's the audience you're trying to attract. You're not trying to attract a figure bikini competitor. You have completely different audiences right there. Stay true to what your brand is. It is okay to still be at the beginning of your journey. That's what you should be sharing. There are plenty of actual top coaches in this company who are still well on their way to their fitness journey, and they just started. Coach Tullen is another one, or Helen, I always say it wrong. She's another one. She's got Picos, she's had a lot of things, but she's got a huge business and a huge following because she just said she was very overweight, and she just said, I'm just going to start sharing and be like, this is what I'm doing. Who wants to join me? And she just started sharing her journey as a struggling overweight mom with all these issues, and she just built her following that way. So you don't need to be figure perfect, fitness perfect, your nutrition doesn't need to be perfect, but you do need to stay true to you and your brand. Be unique, all right? If you've got a really fun, silly side, and that's a major part of who you are, then share that. The people who are going to get you, who are going to get your quirks, then that's who you're going to actually want to connect with. Because if you get coaches on your team or customers and they're like, dude, what is up with they're not going to connect with you on that, that relationship's not going to last very long. And then remember that your posts need to be appealing on a small screen. Majority of people are on the go. Even though I work from home, 90% of my business I'm still running from my cell phone. So it's a much smaller screen than your laptop. So just remember that when you're making your photos. All right, so these are some of the old mistakes that I had made. So when you're on your Instagram, you get to make a profile, just like you get to have a profile on your Facebook personal page, just like you get to have a profile on your Facebook like page. You get a profile here. It's very short character. You don't get a lot. So you want to tell people right up front, what is it that they expect to get from you? And you guys, you can change this all the time. Obviously, I didn't have future Mrs. 6/25, the date of our wedding, until September, until I got engaged. But I knew, hey, now I'm in this season of wedding planning. Crap, I'm going to be talking about this stuff. And now I want to expand my audience to other bride-to-bes, right? Other people who are engaged. We're in this journey right now together. This is the season that we're in. I want to connect with other brides. This is where you can connect with people. This is where people are going to say, I'm going to follow or I'm not going to follow. So what you post in your bio is exactly what they should expect to find on your page. So when I'm hanging out with, when I'm home and I'm hanging out with my nieces and nephews, that's not what they expect to find on my fitness Instagram page. So I can post that on my personal Facebook page. Once in a while, I'll post it on my Facebook like page. But again, that's not my brand on my Instagram page. Okay, so again, I had said I got engaged in September. I want to connect with a lot of bride-to-bes. I'm in this season of engagement, so I want to connect with other brides as they're planning and as they're trying to get fit for their wedding. That's what I can help you in my challenge group. So I put that in here, obviously not until this past September. I used to be a teacher, so I still connect with a lot of teachers. I've had a lot of teachers on my team that have come and gone. It's a Fitspo account. It's a lot of Fitspiration that they're going to see on my Instagram page. I'm a coach, so I'm going to talk about coaching. I'm an instructor. I'm going to talk about my classes. I'm going to talk about workouts. Motivator of confidence. I'm going to, in my posts, I'm going to give motivational quotes, motivational sayings, little pep talks, those kinds of things. My ultimate vision for our coaching is creating a life by design. They're going to find fitness. They're going to find a little travel, social media. I put my email in here because I want people to be able to have another way to connect with me. So if you follow Shalene Johnson, if you guys start to follow some of these other social media gurus that I gave you earlier, if Instagram went away tomorrow, if Facebook went away tomorrow, how else would you continue your business? Would you have any way of contacting any of your contacts? I started about 2 years ago collecting emails. And up until about like a year and a half ago, I was doing email marketing manually. It was the most stressful one morning a week of my life because I was using my Hotmail account and I was uploading like 150 to 200 email names manually into the stupid email newsletter that I was sending. And Hotmail only allowed you to send X amount of emails a day, and it would like lose, or it would say this is an invalid email account. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I used to go flipping insane. But finally, I decided to invest in my business. I signed up with Aweber, which is an email marketing company. I pay for it, but now it's like a professional looking email that comes through. It's automatic. I put in the posts. People can sign up for it from my website, and it's so much easier. But this way, if Facebook went away tomorrow, I would at least have people that I could stay in contact with. Past customers, past clients, coaches, and then just people who've never bought from me before, but they're connecting with people and you're getting information from them. And so by them emailing you or you asking people for their email, you have now a way of staying in contact with them should something happen, because you don't own your Facebook account. You don't own your Instagram. You don't own Twitter. The owners of them decide, and they could take away your account tomorrow. Or they could just say, Facebook sucks and we're getting rid of it. So, you do need to have a safety net for your business. So that's why I put my email in there. I used to struggle with anorexia in my freshman year of college. And so I do connect with a lot of people, even if they don't necessarily join my groups or join my team. I'm able to connect with women online, on Instagram especially, and just say, I was where you were. And there's so much more ahead of you that you have no idea. You think life sucks. You think, should I fight this or not? Is it worth the fight to survive this? And it is. And so many more things are, if you do and you become healthy again, there's so many more amazing things that will happen in your life. You just can't see it right now because you're in this cloud, you're in this bubble, you're in this very lonely, isolated state. And so I connect with people over that as well. Then you do get one clickable link. This is the biggest thing that annoys me when I see. So if you only have a website through Beachbody, do not put www.beachbodycoach/Jackie Enos or whatever yours is in your clickable link. That is super, when people are scrolling and they see that, so when I see like the It Works and the Herbalife and this, the skincare lines, I think sales. I'm like, you're connecting with me because you want me to buy from you. You don't want that. So take that out. I now connect this, even though I have my own personal website, I don't really have a good freemium. I need to work on that. So unless you have something that when they go to your website, they can sign up for like your email newsletter and they're automatically going to get something free. You have an awesome freemium, like an ebook or something. If you don't have that and you're just sending people to your website, they get there and they're like, now what do I do? So you don't have enough characters in your bio to be like, once you go to my website, if you want to check out the challenge groups, then, click here and then click here. You don't have that. So for me, I continue to build my Facebook like page, getting people over from Instagram to come follow me over on my Facebook page by having my Facebook like page in here. If you don't have a like page yet, put your personal Facebook page in there. Just don't put your Beachbody website in there. Okay, so this is where you're going to connect with them, because you can connect so much more on Facebook in a message versus like Instagram DMs, which is like private messaging on Instagram. So I get people to come over to my Facebook like page, and then we continue that relationship there. So that's my number one thing for you guys, is definitely make sure you're not putting your Beachbody website in. But whatever you put in here, that's what people are going to expect to find on your Instagram account. So just remember that. So if you're posting things that have nothing to do with what's in your bio, or you're never posting what's in your bio, then you're going to be losing, and it's going to be really hard for you to gain traction. People are very particular about what they're following. So it is easier personally to get a following quicker on Instagram than it is on Facebook, but still start that like page and build it up. Make sure you have a nice cover photo or profile photo on your Instagram. Does it have to be a full body shot? No. I mean, it could be just a smiling headshot, but make it attractive, meaning that it's not like dark or blurry or grainy. They can't really see your face. Please, God, don't put it a Snapchat filter. For the love of God, I love them. They make you look amazing, but like, don't have the one with the tongue coming out or the dog ears. This is your brand. This needs to be you. Use Snapchat, put that on your personal Facebook page, keep it on Snapchat. I love the butterflies, I love the little angel things, but this is not the representation. This is my brand. This is your magazine. Make it a good, and again, Instagram is so small that you're looking at this on their phone. So you don't want a lot of busyness going on in your photo. So I put one that's a little bit more fitnessy, because that's what I'm trying to attract on Instagram. All right, and so then what I said was, a flow that I've created on my Instagram is I decided that every 2 photos, so if I upload either a selfie or 2 workout videos, I'll space them out, and when I post them, then every 3rd photo is going to be either a quote, a short quote, or a short phrase, or short motivational something. And then I have like this free logo that I had made that I'm still working on getting a better one, but I just add that in there. So it breaks up the flow. So if you guys are on Instagram, you go to my page, you're going to see this flow. I think I have here. Okay, so if you block out like the right side of the screen, so that when you scroll, now this is the other thing you need to remember. When you upload, it's not just you looking at the last 2 photos that you uploaded. People are seeing the last 9. When they go to your page, before they have to hit scroll even further, you always want to look at your last 9 photos. So for me, and these aren't all the best, but this is the kind of the layout that I've created on mine, so that it's breaking it up by having this white background with a little phrase and my logo on it. Again, I can make it more professional, but this is just where I'm at for now. But it just is what I started. And same thing over here. So it breaks up the flow of all the videos and the selfies. Instead of having this constantly full of just videos and selfies, this is just a little bit easier on the eyes. They're looking at a smaller screen and something that needs to pop out and be attractive to them. You are posting, so underneath your photo or underneath your video that you're posting on Instagram, you obviously get to post a sentences or a post that goes with it, text. You want to keep it short, especially when you're first starting out. Same thing on Facebook. I know I like to be long-winded. I like to say, but I have not earned the right. Whereas like Melanie Mitchell, top coach, who has this giant following, if she wanted to put 10 paragraphs, she will still get 300 people that will sit there and read all 10 paragraphs on her Facebook page. We have not earned that right. So you need to keep it short. Think about this. People are on their phones. They want it quick. What is it? Is it to grab my attention? Is it worth my time reading? Or do I keep scrolling? Also, you want to space it out. So I'll do like 2 to 3 sentences, and then where the next sentence would go, I put a period. Then you go down 1 more sentence. So it breaks up the body of what you're saying. Again, it's visually appealing. Bulleted points work. Use emojis. They're great. You just want to make it, again, visually appealing. Again, things to post about. Show what you're doing in a creative way. Focus on the solution that you're providing and not the product you're selling. Don't post 21-day fix. Don't post Core to Force, which everyone's doing right now. Don't post Shakeology, but how are you using those products? So I post me doing the workouts, and I'll, in my body of wording, sometimes, not always, sometimes a word in, I'm doing lower fix extreme. I'm doing, balance chisel, whatever. I'm doing body beast shoulders. But that's not in like what people are scrolling when they're scrolling. That's not in the image that you're seeing. Same thing with Shakeology. I don't just post the bag of Shakeology. I try to weave it in. How is it helping me? Again, bulleted points. You don't want to, give them everything that's on the back of the bag of Shakeology. They don't need to know like every ingredient in the thing. They want to know, okay, you got this shake. How is it different than the $20 protein shake at, Walmart that I can buy? What is the difference? How is this helping you? Take behind the scenes. So if you're sharing coaching life, I get to share like I'm on my couch or I'm lounging. I'm pretty much in workout clothes 24/7 or whatever. But like I'll share some of the behind the scenes stuff from that. Expand your reach with hashtags. Go to the search part on Instagram and search hashtags. What are things that you're interested in? Follow other brands like Target and Fabletics or Shape Magazine or Jillian Michaels or Coffee Lover, Dance Mom. What is a product that you always use? Search those things, connect with people, then see who used those hashtags. Then this is where you're using some of your business time and you're scheduling your business time. Even if you got 5 minutes, click on like 3 hashtags, see who posted about them. I always scroll through people's 9 to 18 posts because I want to make sure it's not another Beachbody coach. And just search those hashtags, and then you want to find people who are using those hashtags. If you like their post, you're like, I think I could connect with this chick. I think I could connect with this person. Like on 8 photos, 5 to 8 photos. Leave 2 comments and 1 question. So let's just say this person had hot pink shoes. If you know me, I love hot pink. Be like, oh my God, those shoes are so cute. Leave that comment. Where did you get that sports bra? Oh my gosh, where did you get that water bottle? Where did you get this? Blah, 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 blah. So you're asking these questions. And when they log back into Instagram, they're going to see your name under their notifications with like 10 things where you've liked on photos and you've commented and you've asked a question. When you ask the question, now they have to respond to you. That gets the engagement going. And because you've liked on several of their things, they're going to be like, who's this Jackie Kit chick? They're going to come over to my page and they're going to decide, this is kind of interesting. Maybe, maybe not. And if I don't seem interesting to them, they're not going to bother to respond. They're not going to like on any of my stuff. If they do find me interesting, then they're going to like on some of my stuff. So then the next time I go into Instagram, I'm going to go back to their page. I'm going to like on a couple of their other photos that I haven't liked yet. And you just start by liking each other's things. If people comment on your post, same way they comment on your Facebook post, you always respond to their comment on Facebook. Same thing on Instagram. But if you're getting actual people like, nice smile, awesome photo, I need to try this workout, comment back and engage with them, right? This is all about building relationships in this business. So no matter what platform you're on, it's social media. I think we get so anti-social on social media, but you gotta connect. Video is super huge. Showcase your workouts that you're doing, showcase you meal prepping, showcase you just make a recipe. Videos on Instagram can now be 1 minute long, and I'm pretty sure that the Instagram story extended a little past 10 seconds. I feel like it's like now 12 seconds, but I could be wrong on that. But use those as well. What I post sometimes on Snapchat, I sometimes will post in my Instagram story because it disappears. So even if it's not completely with my brand, people can kind of see a little bit funner side of me or behind the scenes of me, but it won't be on my normal Instagram, so it's going to eventually disappear. And then just decide, create a posting plan, whether you're posting 1, 2, 3 times a day, mix it up, whether it's pictures, videos, specific topics that you're going to talk about or post about, but stay true to your brand on that. Filters on Instagram are awesome for your selfies. I always use an Instagram selfie. And even if you don't post it on Instagram, you can save it to your phone and then use it on like Facebook or something. So that way you have like a built-in perfect look that you're trying to go over. Again, create a plan. Don't spam with Beachbody stuff. Add value. Add quotes. And lastly, just be you. Don't copycat other top coaches. If fitness isn't your main thing, then all your posts are probably not going to be about fitness. But you can share your journey of like, this is a struggle for me, but man, I got kids and I want to be able to have energy to run after them. Or I have family history of X, Y, and Z. And so as much as I hate doing this, I don't want to end up like my mom or my grandmother or my aunt. I want to combat this now. So you don't need to look, sexy or bombshell beautiful or whatever. Just start, share you, be real, figure out what your brand is, and then stay true um, to that brand.